What's up, everybody? I'm back with another video, and we're going to talk about this He-Man why it flopped. Main reason why it flopped, the budget you see, it's kind of high, and it's not as relevant as it once was back in the '80s. All the old farts, they was coming and watch the movie. They was representing probably a large majority was coming in, which is not enough. When you look at it, the demographic mismatch, where the younger crowd, kids under 12 were only 4 to 5%. That's a problem right there. And it got his ass kicked by Scary Movie. Outproduced it like 55 million, 55 million domestic with towards He-Man's 29.3 whatever, or maybe 31 whatever. It destroyed it domestically. You wasn't thinking it would do that, like the Scary Movie, but then all these other hits out of nowhere, like well, I would say these the back rooms and obsessions. So you figure they was just shooting themselves in the foot, and like maybe too much of the joke and make fun of the character in the movie. That's probably the thing. And the cinema score was only like a B. So basically, a cinema score with a B is like people say really was not interested in seeing it, though they could wait to see it. So is you looking at is no big interest in going to watch this movie, and they overplayed their hand. Point blank, point simple. They overplayed their hand. I'm not gonna keep y'all real long with this, but I'm gonna get to the nitty gritty. That's what happened. They didn't have the family element of this movie coming in. It wasn't, as you like I just told you, like 4%, like 4 to 5% of the kids are under 12. For the opening audience, that's not good. The families didn't show up for this movie. Like we don't care. Like the old farts don't matter. You want to have the family, the kids, or the younger generation coming in. They didn't take advantage of TikTok, all that, so they can just really promote the movie. The marketing wasn't really good and stuff, you know. So they shot themselves in the foot, say the least. And I guess they figured that they could ride that way what Superman did. No, but you had to have everything. Look at Superman. The marketing was crazy, but even so, Superman was still way more relevant than He-Man. You know, now He-Man was just good back then in the '80s. He's not really as relevant now though. So that's something they gotta look at. So they do a sequel, which I would recommend a sequel. Only way like a sequel could happen, that budget probably has to be like $100 million budget. That $200 million budget cannot be like that. That's not gonna cut it. You know, so forget that. They gonna come with Shira, whatever. They better cut that budget in half to like 100 million. At the most, maybe 125. But that's what happened. They didn't have the younger crowd to come there. They didn't have the family element to come there, or none of that stuff, right? So that's why they're not making any money. And look at the Rotten Tomato scores. Everything. All you look at is disappointing. Yeah, look at him, and he wants to look like he's want to cry though. Like that performance at the box office, stuff, right? Some people say, "Oh, I liked it. It was a good movie," but overall, it didn't carry the attention. Where's the good word of mouth or stuff like that? The cinema score is telling you, oh, well, when you get a B for like a supposed to be like a blockbuster, that's not really good. That's not really good. Remember, Superman got an A minus cinema score. That was really good. The word of mouth. Superman had legs. People kept coming back with the rewatch and stuff. This right here, is you know the first flop of the summer. And if you had other films that sort of also, I'm gonna say this. What's also was happening like Grogu, right, and the Mandalorian, whatever. They was still taking those premium screens away from them too. So yeah, so they should have figured that out. You know what? I'm gonna stay away from that certain movies away if you're not a big enough name. And so that's a lesson learned. So in short, that's where you have your marketing team to gauge the excitement and engagement, all this stuff. That's what you had at certain teams who are to do the job and do that. So I don't know what happened. So they definitely dropped the ball on this one. That's all I got. Let me know what y'all think. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out here to the next one.